Welcome to the calculus. Find the area of the figure shown below. So this is the figure here, which is in the shape of U. So we are going to go ahead and draw a line here and a line here, which now will convert the figure into three rectangles. One being with a breadth of 1 centimeter and the length would be 3 centimeter, and other would be same, the length of 3 centimeter and the breadth of 1 centimeter. And the rectangle at the base would be 5 centimeter here. And since it's 5 centimeter, the breadth of this would be 1 centimeter, because 3 is from here to here, and the rest would be 1 because the side on the left or the right is 4 centimeter. So what we need to do, we need to find the areas of all these three rectangles and add them up. That is going to be our answer. So here it would be 3 times 1, which is going to be 3. And here also it would be 3. And here it would be 5 times 1, which is going to be 5. So the final area of the figure would be 3 plus 3 plus 5, which is 11 square centimeter. So our answer would be option number C, which is 11 square centimeter. The next question is, the area of the shaded part of the field is to be leveled. If leveling costs 20 rupees per meter square, then what will be the total cost? So in this figure, we see a rectangle which is 200 meters by 120 meters. Inside this rectangle, we have one rectangle on the right and one rectangle on the left. So we have to find the area of the shaded portion, which is like almost like a Z. So the first step would be that we're going to go ahead and find the area of the outermost rectangle, the main rectangle. So again, the length into breadth would be 200 times 120, which is going to be 24,000 square meter. And now what we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead and find the area of this rectangle, which is 70 times 100. So I'm going to directly write 7,000 here. And here it would be 4,800 because you're multiplying 60, which is the breadth, with 80. Now we have to find the area of the shaded portion. Now, how do we do that? We have to add 7,000 and 4,800 and subtract it from the total area, that is 24,000 square meter. So we will get the area of the shaded portion. So that is going to be 24,000 minus 7,000 plus 4,800, which is 24,000 minus 7,000 plus 4,800 would be 11,800. And the area would be 12,200 square meter. So we now have the area. Now the cost is 20 rupees per meter square. So what's the final answer? That's going to be 12,200 times 20, which is going to be 244,000 or 2,44,000 rupees. So our correct answer would be option C. Our next question is, if the breadth of the rectangle is 6 meters and the rectangle and the square has equal area, find the perimeter of the rectangle if the length of the side of the square is 12 meters. So in the question, what is given is there is a rectangle and there is a square. Now, what are the knowns? Knowns are the breadth of the rectangle is 6. We don't know the length, so let's put it as x. But we know the side of the square. The side of the square is 12. That means we know the dimensions of the square. It's also given that the square and the rectangle have the same area. So we have the sides of the square. So the area would be side to side. That's the area of the square. So that is going to be 144 square meter. So we can safely say that rectangle also has the same area, which is 144 square meter. Now, what do we need to do? We have the breadth, we don't have the length, but we know the area. So we can definitely find the length because we would need the length to calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. All right. So the equation would be 6 multiplied by x, which is going to be 144. X would be 144 divided by 6. And our length would be 24 meters. The next step would be to find the perimeter. Now, perimeter would be 2 times L plus B. Now, that is going to be 2 times 24 plus 6. So that is 2 times 30, and the perimeter would be 60 meters. So our answer would be option A, that is 60 meter. A road 4 meter wide is built all around inside a square garden of side 168 meters. What is the area of the remaining part of the garden? Now, here we have a square garden, which is 168 meters. And we have a road which is built inside the square garden. So a 4 meter all around. So that is going to be something like a square inside our square garden with 4 meter width. So it's going to be 4 meter all across. Here, let's say here, let's say here. But we also know that our square garden is 168 meter long all across. So how do we find the area of the remaining part? And when we talk about the remaining part, this is the figure which we need to take out the area. Now we don't know the dimensions of this square, but we can easily get it. 168 is the total length. And if we go ahead and subtract the 4 from this side and 4 from this side, we will get 160. So that is going to be the side of our square garden inside. So to find the final answer of the question, that is going to be the area of the square inside. That is going to be 160 times 160. And that is going to be 25,600 square meter. So our answer would be option B, 25,600 meters square. The figure PRSU is made up of 3 rectangles. The area of each rectangle is given inside the rectangles. If the length of PQ is 7 centimeters, then find the length of US. So we have this rectangle PRSU, and it's made up of 3 rectangles, and the area is given here. This part QRST has an area of 75 square centimeter, and this PQWV has an area of 63 centimeter, and we know the length, which is 7 centimeter. Now, this rectangle is TUVW, which has an area of 42. So we are going to go ahead and find the length of SU or US. And how do we do that? We need to add the side of TS and TU. So we have the given measurement, which is 7 for PQ. So we know that TU would also be 7. Now, area is length times breadth. So we have 7 here. So 7 times 9 would be 63. So this is going to be 9 centimeter. And we also know that here it is 42 square centimeter, and this is 7. So 7 times 6 would be 42, which is going to be the breadth of this side. So now we know that Q and QT would be sum of 9 plus 6, which is going to be 15. So we now know that 15 is the length, and since the area is 75, that 15 times 5 would be 75. So now we know that TS is 5 centimeter, TU is 7 centimeter. So our answer would be 7 plus 5, which is going to be 12 centimeter. The floor of a hall is 9.5 meters long and 4.5 meter wide. A square carpet of size 3.5 meters laid on the floor. Find the area of the floor that is not carpeted. So here we have, let's say, a floor of, it's a rectangle, and that's 9.5 in length and 4.5 in breadth. Inside the hall, we have a square carpet. Let's say this is the square carpet, and each side of the square carpet would be 3.5. So we need to find the area of the floor that is not carpeted. So basically, we need to find the area of this part, which is not carpeted. So how do we do that? It's first, we need to go ahead and take the area of the whole, which is 9.5 times 4.5, and subtract the area of the carpet. So let's go ahead and start calculating. 9.5 times 4.5, that is going to be 42.75 square meter. And the area of the square would be 3.5 times 3.5. That is going to be 12.25 square meter. Now our answer would be 42.75 minus 12.25, which is going to be 30.5 square meter. So our answer to this question would be A, that is 30.5 meters square. Four square flower beds, each of sides 10 meter, are dug on a piece of land, 125-meter long and 90 meters wide. What is the area in square meter of the remaining part of the land? So here we have, let's say, a piece of land, which is like 125 meters long and 90 meters wide. Inside this, we have four flower beds, square flower beds. So let's say it's like this. So it's like this. And let's say it's like this. And let's say it's like this. So all of these square beds have a side of 10. So this is going to be 10. 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 So now we know that we have the squares and flower beds on our land, which is 125 by 90. Now, how do we find out? What do we need to find out? We need to find out the remaining area of the remaining part. So basically, we need to find the remaining area, which is this part. So how do we do that? First, we take out the area of the land, which is 125 times 90. That is 11,250 square meter. And we know that the flower bed is of size 10 meter. So the area of one flower bed is 100, 10 times 10, 100. So we have 4 flower beds, that is going to be 400. So to get the remaining part, we need to go ahead and subtract the area of all the flower beds from the total. So that is going to be 11,250 minus 400. And our answer is going to be 10,850 square meter. So that is going to be our option B.